Welcome back to Classic Firearms. I'm Brandon, and today we are talking about the Ranger Arms RA9 Defense 2, and Defense 2 being the specific model that this one is, and what comes in the box. So we're gonna get to all those things in this video. Hang on real quick. We even have multiple colors to show off in this particular video. So the way this video is gonna break down, we're gonna first dive into the tech specs. Then after that, we're gonna talk about everything that comes in the box and anything that was missed in those tech specs. Just after that, we're gonna verify all those tech specs and measurements that we actually can take inside the video room. So let's go ahead and start with those tech specs. First things first, this pistol is obviously chambered in 9mm. I say obviously, but you may not know that these are actually off of the CZ75 mags, which is nice, and there are 2 of those in the box. Those CZ75 mags do have a capacity of 17+1, and again, there are 2 of those in the box. You do have a trigger pull, got it is clear, of 3.3 pounds, and a reset of 1.5mm. We'll get to that actual verification of that in the future as well throughout the video. Not to mention, you also do have an optics cut on here. That's an RMSC plate that is on here, or RMSC cut, I should say, with a RMR plate that can go on top as well. In the box, they do also give you another back strap, and I'll show you that in a minute. It does come with a 1913 Picatinny rail on the bottom, and then of course also does have your striker indicator, so that lets you know when the gun is cocked and ready to fire. The weight of the pistol is 1.6 pounds, and the slide material is 4140 steel. And those are those tech specs. When they told me that they had a $350 pistol that they were bringing in, I didn't actually expect it to be this good. Now, the one I have right here is your burnt kind of bronze color. We also have the black one that I wanted to show off specifically. There is a bit of a price difference between them. You're looking at $330 for the black one and a couple dollars more at $350-ish, right in that ballpark for the bronze one. And to be honest with you, the way that this color looks in person, definitely I like color in my firearms. Everything is black, so I want to have something with a little bit of personality. My first impressions of this thing are very smooth. This grip and the grip texturing is very contoured nicely to the hand, which is always good. So starting tip to butt here, you do have your sights, which are angled inwards, much like almost like a CZ kind of look, but it does have your tri-dot. So you have a front dot with a single sight, or a front sight with a single dot, and your rear sight with your 2 dots in the back. As I'm literally recording this B-roll, I actually noticed that this appears to be a dovetail sight on the back here. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. However, that means to me that you can knock out this sight and put a different one if you wanted to on that optics plate, which is something I thought was worth mentioning. You do have very aggressive slide serrations. So these right here, front and back, are very easy to grip and hang on to no matter which way you decide to do it. That's always a nice thing. Beyond that, like I mentioned earlier, that rear of the firing pin is actually painted, much like you do see in other pistols, but this one is very bright and easy to see. So you'll know when your firearm is ready to fire. I did also want to call out that your slide release is ambi, which is always a good thing. Now we're gonna cut because I can't show me taking apart a firearm on the channel, so be right back. Boom, just like that, pistols apart. You do have a mono block trigger group, and that is obviously helps it be ambi, but also helps their trigger be very crispy. And that is the first thing I noticed about this pistol when I picked it up. That trigger is awesome. Now, what's really nice here is because this is all in this one kind of part here, you do have less slop, less springs that can fly, and just less components overall. So it's simplified, and that's not a bad thing. So let's put the bronze one down for a minute, pick up the black one and talk about that. We're gonna go to the trigger portion of this because that is where that monoblock really comes in and shows its difference. There is a little bit of take up here, so you have your trigger safety right here, and then you pull it back, and I mean, there is a clear, distinct wall. Like, you're not missing that. It's very clear, very distinct. And then you pull through at that 3.3 pounds, and it is very crisp. It is very consistent too. So some triggers, as you start to pull, you don't know when it's gonna go off. This is very easy to know exactly when your firearm is going to go off, which is important. Moving on, you do have that 1.5mm reset, barely anything, and it is crisp too. Let me let you hear this. I'm gonna put it up to the microphone so you can hear it very nicely. That's the pull. Reset and pull. I don't know how well you can hear that, but it is very nice. It's one of the best feeling triggers I have felt in quite a long time come on a stock gun. So moving on. You do also have, and we're gonna switch back over to the FDE one because it's a little easier to see. You have a nice oval shaped mag release, which is very easy to get to. I have smaller hands. One of my biggest call outs to this is that all of these controls, I do not have to move my grip. Kaya, with bigger hands, doesn't always have those problems, and I sometimes do. He can reach things pretty easily, like on a Glock. You know, that kind of brick-shaped thing. Beyond that, it is very easy to release my mags when I need to, as well as drop the slide and then get onto target pretty quickly. Much more confidence-inducing, and if I wanted to ever turn this into more of a race gun, I think I could actually operate this thing super quickly. Your grip texturing down here is what I would call moderate to a very aggressive. It is very grippy in your hand. If you start sweating and you put a lot of rounds down range, you are not going to lose the grip of the gun. That also does help with the finger grooves. I know what you're saying. I know where you're writing that comment. I understand some people don't like that. This thing feels super comfortable. Hold it if you don't believe me. Genuinely, it is way better than a lot of the finger grooves I felt on other guns. Moving on, I'm starting to rave about the thing. Let's be a little more critical. You do also have a bit of a tail here, which is something that I do like. So there's no mag well, which is a critique that I could have if I was going to say, be a little more critical, but I do have a place to put the mag and then push it in. It does help when you're reloading to have something to memorize. You can muscle memory it a little more. And that is maybe a personal preference. But let's talk about what comes in the box. I have two of them. I'm only gonna show you one because they're the same box. There's a bunch of stuff that comes in here. So they really give you everything you need to go to the range right out of the box. That's very nice. You do have, again, as I mentioned before, that second adjustable back strap, which is a larger back strap. So the smaller back strap is on the gun, and there's a larger one that is already in here waiting for you. You do have that plate that I was referring to. So it's an RMSC to RMR plate. That's exactly what this is. So whether you're using either of the standards, RMR or RMSC, you can run your dot that you probably already have right here. If you don't, you have all the options in the world. That second mag, so you have two CZ mags in there, CZ75 mags, 17+1 capacity. And then beyond that, you also have, one of my close friends tells me he absolutely loves it when he has a mag loader in there, especially, you may already have one of these for a Glock. However, you may not have one for CZ75 mag, so it's nice that they do give that to you. Quick reloads at the range. You're not sitting there all day burning up your thumbs. Save your thumbs for the range. Finally, it comes with a cleaning kit. You have brushes, you have scrubs, you have ways to push your gunk out. Whatever you want, you have it in here as far as cleaning utensils go, and it's a great starting point. With that being said, you're also going to get a hard shell case with two options to lock it. It is exactly what you'd expect as a hard shell case. So you don't need to go out and buy anything special with this thing. Again, being $350-ish, maybe a little more for the bronze one, and $330 for the black one. Now, let's move on to the verification portion of this video and see if the manufacturer is telling the truth about their specs. I'll be right back. All right, scales on the table.
Dude, what were you doing down there?
Don't worry about it. I may or may not have a basement down there. Short people have places in low places. Moving on. Okay, so the scale is the first measurement we're doing, obviously. Let's first do it without the mag. You can see it. I can't. 1.66 pounds. That's fairly light for a pistol, and then you add this in there, you're probably, oh, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I actually expected the CZ75 mag to be a little heavier. I thought this was gonna get to 2 pounds. So that's pretty nice. And then, of course, because I have everything up here, 3.6 pounds for 2 guns on the table. That's always fun. Okay, now we're gonna move directly onto the trigger pull, because this is really what I was looking forward to the most. And for the record, what I was looking at as far as specifications go said 1.6 pounds. So theoretically, with the mag, it is a little over 1.6 pounds. Just like to point that out. Remove the mag. Gun is clear. Guns are always clear before we ever even start a video. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. We're gonna try and get that trigger pull. 3, 2. 3.2 pounds. That's wild. It does feel light and crisp, but that wall is so prominent. I thought maybe it might actually be 4 pounds. but that's just how that wall feels. It's very crispy. Okay, one more time. 3, 2. 3.7, very consistent there. That is a great trigger on a $330 or $50 pistol. Love that, absolutely. Now, for the final measurement, let me grab, just happen to have it right here, the measuring tape. That seems a little long. That sounds about right. Okay, all jokes aside, let's see how long the slide is. I'm gonna show it to you guys right here. You can see it, I cannot. Right, just a little over 7 inches. With that beaver tail, you're gonna be just over 7 inches. So if you have a case or you wanna put it in a safe that has maybe a limitation, 7 inches will get you there. We're gonna go with top to bottom. And with the sights, I'd say that's right about 5.5 inches. So that is your limitation there if you're, again, looking at storing this thing or looking at somewhere specific that you wanna put it. So if you have any experiences with the Ranger arms, any of their pistols at all, please leave a comment or a review down below because I would love to see your comments. I'll be down there answering any of the questions I possibly can, and anything I may have missed as well, please ask. I would love to answer that. So that's everything I have for you guys today. You know what? I like this one. God bless. Stay safe. It is time to end.